The traditional view of the shamanic journey is that there are three different worlds, or three different destinations that a person can travel to while doing a journey. The three worlds are the lower world, the upper world, and the middle world. They are quite different from each other and can be used and are often used for different purposes in the journey. And so let's kind of visit each one of those and see what they look like. The lower world is essentially a world that is down. It is in the earth. And it's often entered into by going through a hole in the ground, some kind of entry into the earth, such as a spring or a crack or a snake hole, or the space between the bottom of the tree and the ground often has an entrance to it. There are many ways of going down into this world, but traditionally it would be through a hole in the ground. And then the individual would experience something like a tube or a passageway that is a transition between the ordinary reality and the separate reality of the lower world. Eventually, at the end of this channel or this passageway, the person would encounter some kind of a vista. Now, the vista is not necessarily a cavern in the earth, although it might often be. Often it has a sky. However, it is quite different from others in this regard, that it's very organic. There's a kind of an earthy feel to the lower world journey. And it's in the lower world most often that you encounter animal spirits. So in the lower world, there is a lot of connection with the earth, a lot of connection with the communication of spirit through power animals. And it's a good place for healing as well. So that's sort of the nature of the lower world, and it is a wonderful place to explore. It's a good place to begin because it's also very nurturing. And it has the capability of supporting you through the journey process as you learn more. So it's quite often that beginners are introduced to the lower world as a way of beginning their practice. So that's the lower world. Now the upper world is almost the polar opposite of that. You can think of the upper world as being a place that is up. And the way that's most often gotten to the upper world is by climbing a ladder or climbing a rope or going over the rainbow or riding a tornado, anything that will take you up. In our modern day context, it might even be an elevator where you push up and the elevator continues to go up. Any way that makes sense to you to move from where you are as you're sitting or lying on the ground in the beginning of the journey to an upper experience, upper world experience is fine. Now, upper world journeys often also, people will encounter something like a barrier. So you may press up against a membrane or a cloud that doesn't seem to want to move or something like that. And that can also be seen as a guardian. So as you are exploring the upper world and you encounter this, potentially encounter this barrier, you may or may not be able to get through it. The reason for that is that you may not be ready. It may be something that's coming, or it may be something that you need to know, or something that you need to do before you're able to bypass this guardian. However, when you get into this upper world journey experience, what you find is that the experience is quite ethereal, very different from the organic lower world. The beings that you encounter may be more angelic, or they may be just energy, or they may be just color, or symbols of some kind, geometry. Sacred geometry is one way that people encounter beings and information in the upper world. So you can see it's quite different from the lower world. And this upper world is where you might go whenever you're looking for the larger perspective. What is your life about? is the kind of question that you might pose in an upper world journey. And that is sometimes said, it is sometimes said that this is where you meet your original mother and father, the ones that were your spirit parents, even before you came to this planet. They may be the ones who know why you're here. And so a conversation with these individuals might be quite fascinating. So that is the upper world journey, or at least the nature of it. Sometimes the lower world journey is compared to Alice in Wonderland, where Alice falls into the hole and encounters the rabbit and the Mad Hatter and all of these characters, but they're very organic and very solid. On the other hand, the upper world is sometimes compared to the Wizard of Oz, where Dorothy rides a tornado into this other world full of munchkins and witches and a different kind of being altogether. And so you can think of those as being examples of each of the other, journey centers. Now the middle world is this world here. It is the world of our everyday life. It includes everything that we know about our reality system. And in the middle world journey, you can journey to virtually anywhere and any when, because the middle world journey also includes the concepts of time. So in a middle world journey, you can journey into your past, and you can also journey into potential futures. Those are both legitimate destinations in the middle world. You can communicate also with people that you may know, but when you're communicating with them in a middle world journey, you're not necessarily talking to them as though you were sitting across the room and speaking to them. What you're talking to them or you're communicating with is their energy, their spirit. And you can think of the middle world as being a world that's shifted energetically, just a little bit off of physical reality. And so you can communicate with virtually anything or anyone. The tree in your backyard, your house, your dog, a person that you know around on the other side of the planet. Some also say that you can travel to other worlds, other planets, other solar systems if you want, because those are part of this known reality. So the middle world is a place where you can get some real work done in terms of energetic connections with people, with things, and also communicate with the relationship between things. For example, if you are having an issue with a partner and all of your talking isn't really quite working for you, you could go on a journey, a middle world journey, and have communication between your spirit and their spirit, and perhaps get more information about what's going on in the relationship itself. So you can communicate with the other person's energy. And because everything is alive, even the relationship between the two of you has its own aliveness. And so you can intend your journey to be a communication with the relationship itself, which is rather fascinating. So those are the three, what are considered to be the three worlds: the lower world, the upper world, and the middle world. Each one of them are fundamentally different, and each one of them have their own kind of power, so that as you are thinking about what your journey might be about, you can also think about what destination best fits that journey intention. So you can intend to go on a lower world journey for healing. You can intend to go on an upper world journey to learn more about the bigger picture. And you can intend to go on a middle world journey to communicate with what's here and what right now.